right, guys. Welcome back to another At the Stripe podcast. This one is not as enthusiastic because we literally just shot the first, 15 minutes of this, and Zach's mic wasn't on. So good on us.
Would you like to tell them why, David?
I'll let them figure it out for themselves.
We're just a constant shit show around here. But anyways, today our guest is Zack Garner. He is a Monster Jam driver of Wildside.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah. And so we decided to bring him on. We've been friends for a very, very long time. And do a nice little podcast here. Zach, who are you? What do you do? What type of motorsports are you all in? What do you do for your job?
Well, I think I drive monster trucks.
Okay.
That's what I've been paid to say. I run in Monster Jam and kind of other circuits, but
okay.
Monster Jam mostly takes up our whole season, basically, we could say.
Okay.
And, well, yeah, I'm from Fortville, like everybody else here.
Yeah. Hometown.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we want to be too cheerful.
No, not really.
You blink and you drive through.
Yeah, that ain't no shit.
We now have 3 stop signs or stop lights, though.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
When we first moved here, we only had one, and we're moving up in the world. So me, Zach, and David all grew up in Fortville. We all went to the same school. Me and Zach were in the same grade. Same school year together. David was a year below us.
Loser.
And we all bonded over, motorsports, semis, monster trucks, Hot Wheels, race cars, anything that had basically wheels and tires on it. We were all for growing up. Your dad's got a towing business there in Fortville?
Yeah, we got one there in Fortville. We got a couple other lots, but Fortville is our main location. Indy's falls second behind that.
I would say you guys kind of took over the whole east side of Indianapolis, didn't you?
We did pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we still are. I'm not 100% sure.
I see you guys' trucks everywhere, so.
Yeah, I need to focus more on that, but we haven't made that far yet.
And, we met, first grade?
Yeah, first grade. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
And
what was that, 2007? So we're coming up on 20 years, almost 20 years ago.
Make me feel old over here.
I know, right? That's what I'm starting to feel.
We're getting to those numbers.
Yeah, I know. Anytime I think, I'm like, oh my God, that was like almost, that's getting close to be 20 years ago. I'm like, holy shit, that was almost 20 years ago. Me and Zach used to play with monster trucks all the time. We were kind of the outcast of our class. Nobody really was into anything like that. We used to, the DCPs, the diecast semis. We used to play with those all the time. Act like we ran our own trucking businesses. We also raced junior dragsters together.
Yeah, I was never good at that, but it looks good hanging on the wall now.
Junior dragster, we were into everything together.
You name it, we basically did it.
Yeah, I'd say we did a lot of stuff growing up when we were younger, and you went off and kind of did 4-wheeler racing after the junior dragsters.
Yeah,
and
I wasn't good at that one either, but we still did it.
You know what? You keep getting up after you get knocked down, and you kept doing it. And now you're in something you do pretty good at, I think.
Still not good at it.
Yeah, he just has world champion hanging up on a shelf, but I don't have that.
It just sits there. Actually, it's just a trophy.
I will say it was pretty cool when you won it, but
it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit, but just kind of, we all, Zach and David, you guys were in the same shop class, I guess. We all went to the same high school, but we went half day to another high school that had a career center. I did it for a year. You guys did it for 2 years, didn't you?
A year.
You only did it for a year?
He did it for 2 years. I was hanging out with him his senior year and my junior year.
Okay. What was that? Auto?
I was in welding.
Oh, you were in welding?
And I was in...
collision repair.
Collision.
Because I was in collision repair, too.
Yep.
Canada. Oh, Mr. Canada. He says he watches our stuff. So,
really?
Mr. Canada, if you're watching this podcast, shout out to you, man. You were awesome. Loved you. We kind of all, throughout school, I guess middle, high school, we all kind of lost track. We all knew each other, and we all kind of talked. Me and David used to play Forza Horizon on Xbox all the time with a bunch of our other racing friends. As we were moving through high school and we were getting closer to the end, we did that as we were finding more racing friends around us. I say we always talk, but we just
kind of drifted apart. I guess.
Yeah, really just
everybody talked, but we never really were together.
Yeah,
I guess
everyone had their own. Like even now, everyone's got their own like really thing going on. Yeah. You're traveling the country doing monster trucks, and we're trying to travel the country, race our cars. So
it's not worth it.
No, it's not. It's not. Too much goes in. It's too much money. Oh man, you're sponsored by Pit Viper, aren't you?
I guess I got a deal going there. Yeah,
Nice.
something along them lines.
I think you should jump ship and come hang out with your boys over at Heatwave.
Free stuff's free, man.
That's true.
That is true. I don't blame you for that at all. Zach and I also, we not too long after we met, we used to go. Me, my dad, and my family all went to the Monster Jam World Finals in Las Vegas. It's kind of like a guys trip. Like all the guys in the family went to Las Vegas. I mean, they more or less went to go have fun. I went to go see monster trucks, and I was never really allowed to go out with them at night because they'd all go, party and play poker or whatever. And but Zach started coming along with his dad, and pretty crazy to be like, yeah, we used to go to Vegas for the World Finals all the time, and now Zach's competing in the World Finals. It's not in really Vegas anymore. It's just it jumps around every year, kind of like a Super Bowl deal.
Yeah, last year was, I believe, Nashville. Then this year we went to L.A., and then next year's in Utah.
Utah?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that drive.
So did you drive out to L.A.? Oh,
yeah.
man.
So to get out there, my series, we went from North Charleston, South Carolina. I drove all the way to Colorado, and then from Colorado straight to Salinas, California to do a show. And then we had a week off, so I just kind of hung out in Salinas and then moseyed my way to L.A.
Wow, that's that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was
I
very
can
rough.
say, I don't know. We've never done that. I mean, New Orleans is as far as we've went before. Yeah. I mean, granted, we'll be going a little bit further out. Like I'm supposed to, me and my dad, and I mean, I don't know if you're gonna fly out or whatever. You don't have to drive with us. I might make Dad drive out there. LS Fest West in Texas or in Las Vegas. So that'll be the furthest if we actually can make that deal happen. So, but that's kind of a behind the scenes thing,
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, kind of in the works behind the scenes,
I was gonna ask if that's further than Houston.
Yes,
because that's kind of over there, and Houston's.
Yeah,
Houston's only a 17-hour drive.
Yeah,
Vegas is probably a 24-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never mind.
Is that the farthest you've been? Is out there in L.A. or have you been further, like
been
up?
Canada.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Canada was probably up in Vancouver, British Columbia was my farthest one, I think.
Oh, damn. What was it like trying to get a monster truck, your whole transporter set up and everything through there? Was it like a lot through customs or?
I don't really know. I slept. So when we,
that's a good idea right there.
Yeah,
Not have to fuck with it.
Yeah, when we did that one, I wasn't old enough. Well, I was old enough to drive the rig, but I didn't drive the rig. That was when I was on the road with the Telechka family, and we were all in my trailer, their rig. And so I flew out to Wisconsin because we had a week off. Flew out there, got in the rig with them, then we drove all the way to Canada, 34 hours each way.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so.
Was that for Monster Jam?
Yeah,
or?
That was in 2020, right before COVID hit. And so we got there, tired up, went up on a ski mountain, I can't ski or snowboard, so I just kind of sat there, twiddling my thumbs. But and then they called us, like, hey, they're closing the borders tomorrow at 8 a.m., so you might want to get out. So we went, tired trucks down, loaded up. Just so happened to be my luck. My transmission went out halfway in the trailer.
Oh,
Lost
my
reverse,
God.
so that was pretty interesting. Pushed in with a lull, and yeah, then we got out.
Wow. That's yeah, that sounds like not a whole lot of fun at all. No. Anything else like from your childhood upbringing? I mean,
no, we basically hit all that. I really didn't do a whole lot.
I'll say other than juniors for us or buying the Monte Carlo, I mean, I don't think there was a whole lot. I mean, other than going to Vegas for the monster trucks.
Yeah, Vegas and just wherever we went to go.
Yeah.
Then I spent a lot of money on diesel trucks, and it's a bad idea.
Oh yeah. You were big into doing that too, weren't you?
Yeah.
You had a different set of fucking wheels
Yeah.
in that truck. Like every week, I felt like it was never just one set of wheels.
I think there was a week there. It was 2 sets in 1 week.
Oh, I believe it.
There was.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
set
Yeah.
on the truck for 3 days, and I was like, I don't like them. I went and traded them. And then I was like, man, I don't like these ones either. Posting them for trade.
I could never.
I'm pretty sure there's a video on my phone, like old Snapchat video. It's you doing a burnout on some like shitty powder coated American Forces,
Yep.
and then like the next day it's another burnout on some like fucking Hostiles or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good shit. Yeah, I mean, that's how me and Zach bonded, was monster trucks, and we all just bonded over motorsports. That's really how we were all friends and everything like that. And I mean, we weren't big into diesel trucks, but you know,
I try not to be, but here we are.
you got a badass fucking Dodge out there.
Oh, no, that's just the daily. That one's the daily.
Is that the white one out there?
Yeah. Why, you want to buy it?
You can buy my Duramax.
I
if
think
you
about the
want.
black one. I don't know about the white one.
We can go get the black one if you want it.
Which one is the black one?
I got a 3rd gen.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, I got a 2nd gen, a 3rd gen, a 4th.
Is it the standard cab? Is it?
No, it's
No, that one's gone.
it's Jones's old truck.
Yeah. Zack
Oh,
Jones
you
is
bought Zach
yeah.
Jones's old truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, full circle moment.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. That truck's badass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It sits in my grandma's garage.
Well, it is wintertime. You can't bring the nice stuff out in the winter.
It's at 79,994 miles, and I really don't want it to hit 80,000 because I'll probably cry. And so it just sits now. I did all, bought it, put a little bit in it, and now it just sits. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool.
I think it's a really nice truck, isn't it? I mean,
I like it. It drives better than my other two, and it
What
gets
el-
more attention.
what other one do you still have? That 2nd gen, the gray one,
Yeah.
the one from high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Still got it. I don't think I can ever get rid of that one.
Yeah.
I think you should.
I don't think anybody I've ever talked to has gotten rid of like their high school truck or car regrets it every day of their life. That's why I will never sell the Monte Carlo. I would never get rid of the Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I regret selling my Volkswagen Rabbit. That's my regret.
I believe those things are nice.
Hard to come by, man.
Yeah.
Even had a working clock on the dash still, and
Really?
yeah, on the speedo.
Wow.
Clock still worked. I was like,
I'm pretty proud of the clock and the dash of the Monte Carlo. That still works and turns.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. I'm also proud of the fuel gauge. Still works.
Mine-
Even with my aftermarket tank, it still works.
Technically, mine still works. It's always half full.
The speedometer used to work too, but it got to a point where it would just turn. It would never just stop turning.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna unplug that. It used to work. It used to be real nice. Now I'm getting an app and putting the phone up there and seeing how fast I'm going.
Well, Sam, if you had a Pro Dash will show you that.
Well, David, if the car was even on Holly.
Well, there's that.
Well, I guess you can call that part 1. We'll take a nice little break here, and then we'll get into your life of monster trucks and basically everything that happened to you after high school.
yeah.
Because it seems to me it got pretty exciting pretty quick.
To some people.
Okay, fine. To me, David. All right, guys. Back from our nice little break we had there. Zack, according to my list here, I've got monster trucks. I went basically through your Instagram, and from what I can remember, just kind of wrote down a bunch of notes and some questions I had for you. Did you write down any questions? Anything like that?
You told me you had 800 of them.
I told you to ask questions.
I feel like I should be concerned.
You should.
Nah, yeah. We're trying to get to know you, Zach. We're trying to let the viewers know who you are. Trying to get you more followers.
Should have said that first. Say we know each other pretty good here.
So basically, how did your dad really get into monster trucks? Yeah, he bought the old Little Miss Dangerous truck, all right, with the Willie's body. Is that right?
Yeah, we still got that chassis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not doing its best, but we still got her.
Does John Zimmer drive that chassis?
No, they built a brand new concussion to mimic it for
Okay.
them,
Okay.
And then we built another Willys chassis to replace it.
Okay.
'Cause it's like what you said earlier about high school cars. I don't think Dad will ever sell that one.
Yeah.
We've all tried to get him to, but
Yeah.
everybody's driven it, so it was our best working truck we had. So
Yeah. And it was the first one. Is what started it all.
it started something, but yeah.
It started everything. How did so your dad named the truck whenever he first started it Overboard. So how did he get the name Overboard?
So basically, that stemmed all the way back to all the paint jobs we did for Jim Kohler and Chris Bergeron for like World Finals and all that.
Okay.
Whenever we go to Vegas, we started out helping Scott, all them guys, and then come to find out, Jim and them, they were down at the Jamboree, and Dad towed their truck after. Well, Jim broke it, shocker there, but towed it back, and then the friendship from there just kind of took off. And
yeah. Oh yeah, because I forgot your dad you guys used to do like the weight in the sleds, and you guys used to tow off the monster trucks if they broke or whatever.
Man, we got pretty good at that, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
There's a lot of broken ones.
Yeah. So is that how? What did Jim and Chris? Did they say like the paint jobs are like overboard or?
I kind of guess so. I don't really know. I kind of stayed out from that, but that's kind of just what everybody always said. And then when the Little Miss Dangerous came up for sale from the Perrin family, Bergeron's like, "Hey, go buy this," and Dad went and bought it and showed up at the shop. And well, next thing you know, we're painting it, paint the trailer, doing everything. I was like, "Huh."
Yeah.
This escalated very quickly.
Yeah, because you guys did like you guys kind of mimicked all the paint jobs from all the tow trucks.
Yeah, that's just kind of Dad's style for some reason. Really need to venture from it.
And that's kind of like this. That was the same body. The Willys bodies, like the 41 Willys or whatever it is.
Willys.
Nice. And what series did he basically get into? It was.
So he started off with Monster Truck Throwdown.
Okay.
That's where I got my start as well. And then he kind of just went from there to like All-Star Monster Trucks and Toughest Monster Truck Tour. And then somehow he made his way to Monster Jam. And, well, the rest has kind of been, just history after that, I guess you could say.
Yeah. You got any good memorable moments from just before you got into it, just going to the shows with your dad and like anything like that? Because, I mean, we all see, I mean, if anybody's in the monster trucks, you guys see like the carnage that comes from driving monster trucks and the stuff that breaks and things of that nature. So I'm sure going to shows with your dad and thrashing on trucks trying to make the next show or, any good road stories before you really got into it for the first time?
Truly, I never really went. I went to his very first Monster Truck Throwdown in St. Ignace, and then after that we had school, so I could never go, and so I never really got into it until I was about 15, 16.
I would say when did he buy that? We were like, what, 14, 13, 14?
It was before, I think, 5th or 6th grade.
Okay. Yeah,
it was a while ago.
12, 13 years old, somewhere in that. Yeah. Yeah. So how did you get into the truck? Where did the Wild Side name come from? How did your dad basically go like, here's my baby,
Well, so basically we did Ionia, Michigan for Monster Truck Throwdown. It was still, no, it was Wild Side then, I believe, if not Overboard. But I believe it was Wild Side because he built that new truck.
Okay, so it wasn't the same chassis. Was it? Okay.
He built a new truck for himself, then kind of kept the Willys around for whoever. Mm-hmm. Elliot Miller was driving, who owns and produces Monster Truck Throwdown. And then at that point, I'd kind of been working my way up, I guess you could say, and working on trucks, going every weekend and doing all that. And then after one of the shows, they're like, "You want to jump?" And I was like, "I mean, I guess." Yeah. Like, sure. Yeah. Getting Dad's seat, I'm not that big of a fella, so I'm in there bouncing around, But we did it, and they're like, "That's pretty good." Come back next year, and it's branded as Wild Side. And Elliot and Dad came up with that name when Dad built the new truck because we can't have two overboards. Yeah. Yep. So they came up with that one and kind of stuck because I got used to writing it and I didn't want to change what I wrote. So So
did you do like any work for Monster Truck Throwdown before you got into the driver's seat, or were you just kind of, did you like help them out any, or were you just kind of like into the whole? Kind
of hung out with them, That's Uncle Elliot basically, and we just hang out with him, go do all the shows. I'd work on the trucks and just hang out and have a good time. I mean, I loaded dirt in a few times, run the backhoe for Feehan and Ionia.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Oh yeah, playing in the dirt's fun. That's why I'm in the operators union.
He was smart. I should have done that.
Me too.
Okay, so your dad had Overboard as the 41 Willys, and then he built a new truck
Yep.
And then was that when he went to like the square body truck
No,
body?
that was when he went to like the mid 2014 Chevy HD bodies.
Okay.
Like when it first came out.
Okay. And then he built another truck with the Willys body on it. Let Elliot drive it.
No, same chassis that we started with, the concussion from Perrin. Yeah.
Okay. So
that one never really got replaced till, I guess, last year or so.
Okay. And then Elliot was driving Wildside,
Yep.
and then you got your introduction into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was one of those deals, and they're just kind of stuck ever since, I guess.
Yeah. What were because your truck now is orange and purple, which is I never really thought that would be a good color combination, but it looks really good on the truck. So what was the original colors to it, and then how did you move into like the orange and purple scheme?
So I only chose orange and purple because that's always been my favorite colors ever since I could, put colors
Oh,
on anything.
I
So,
remember.
yeah.
I remember you fucking loved orange. Like I loved
Yeah.
green. Zach loved orange.
Yeah, my quad was orange and purple, and it just
Even
kinda,
our junior, like my
Yeah.
junior was green, yours was fucking orange.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I had problems, okay? But no, it started off as a black and red two-tone because Dad's was always all red. The overboard body was. So to switch it up and justify a change, it was black and red. And I drove it for a while as a purple chassis, so it worked out.
Oh yeah,
And then-
I forgot it was a purple chassis.
Yeah, then Dad built a brand new truck, and that's when Colvinard came on, driving the Black Pearl for us.
Okay. So did you when you were in when you first started in Wildside, you were just mainly doing the monster truck throwdowns? Did you do any other series, or was that really it?
That was truly it. I did a handful of shows, and
Because we were still in high school when you first started driving
yeah, it was like
Wildside.
sophomore, junior year, I didn't want to say.
Yeah.
It was pretty early on.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, awesome. And then traveling the country doing that, and then you kind of let me ask you this question: what was the feelings like? What was it like your first time competing in a monster truck like race and like a freestyle, like your first ever time strapping in for a first competition race or competition freestyle?
Well, I was pretty nervous because I personally welded the seatbelt brackets in the truck. So I was like, man, I really hope this holds.
Yeah.
But no, I'd say more nerve-wracking than anything because you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go out here and suck. I don't want to, I want to go out here and do okay, and so nobody makes fun of you. You're not that guy on Instagram that's getting made fun of for it. And it just kind of just went out and drove. I don't know if I did any good, but I think I won Willys my first show.
No, that's awesome. So I go out and give the fans a good show, give them their money's worth. But yeah, so very nerve-wracking moment. So it's basically like you had all these butterflies, and after your first jump, it all went away, and it just like moved
the most
into
part.
yeah. Okay.
Kind of becomes just a normal feeling, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
after the first couple. But the first 2 years, I think I only did 6 or 7 shows in general.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't really.
Yeah, well, yeah, because of high school.
Yeah,
So once we graduated, you really picked up.
Yeah, and then Dad built a brand new truck, and him and Cole drove it before I got it, and they both destroyed it. Yep.
Because you guys, so you had the overboard and the wild side, and you moved into. Was it a whole nother truck and chassis for the Chevy body,
Yep.
or okay?
Everything was brand new.
All right, we were experiencing technical difficulties, so I think where we left off was
I think the transition.
the transition from the Willys body to the new truck body. So did your dad, like you said, they tested that before? Really, I guess because you had 2 trucks, and then you guys did you build 2 more trucks, and you started Black Pearl with Cole?
So basically, we had the Willys chassis and the Cohen chassis, which was Dad's. And then we built another Eddie Micah chassis, which mimics the Cohen. And so that was the 3 trucks to begin with. And that was Overboard, Black Pearl, and Wildside. And then they built another new one. Nobody wanted it because the dash bar's in a weird place for them. And they liked all the room in their other cabs, so they kept them. And then that one became mine. Cole built it down there, North Carolina, and that was when the All-Star Challenge was in Vegas. And he debuted it there and mimicked it. And then we brought it back, tore it all down, powder coated everything orange and purple for me. We took it to Minneapolis for Dad to drive one weekend. He mimicked it there again. And then I got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was it? First off, what's it like being an independent team in Monster Jam? So you're not getting failed money to build all your stuff or anything like that. But what's it like being an independent team in Monster Jam?
Kind of like, I guess, being a privateer on any other motorsports. You kind of got to put everything you got into it and hope for the best. And see if it work out or not.
Did they give you any kick or anything like that? Really? So even with you being like a World Finals champion, you don't really get anything from that?
I think I might have got a pay raise for my truck.
Oh, okay. So what do they pay for your truck to be at the shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically pay, show up, run, and so on and so forth from there. But yeah, I think I finally got a raise.
Okay. So since you're not technically, I mean, are you classified as a full-time Monster Jam employee or?
It's like a subcontractor type deal.
Okay.
So it's like, you guys on your union jobs, you got your dirt guys, then you subcontract out the hauling to bring in fill dirt or whatever and haul dirt out. It's kind of like a subcontractor type deal.
So you're a laborer.
Yeah, I hold a broom.
Okay, so that makes sense then. So, and now with being a champion or World Finals champion, you get like, hey, you're doing an awesome job. Well, since you're doing so well on these job sites, essentially, we'll give you some more money. Yeah, woohoo. Okay.
I still didn't get a raise though.
So how many trucks, chassis, bodies, drivers do you guys have now as a team?
So right now we have 4 that will run at any given time, any weekend, just load up and go.
Okay.
And then we have the old Willys chassis, which we finally retired, the concussion.
Okay.
That was the Little Miss Dangerous. And then built a new Willys just to kind of have a new one because to fix everything on the concussion was cheaper to build a new chassis.
Okay.
So yeah, then we got Dad's original truck, which it just got front halved. It was a little rough on that one. It wasn't me, but
Yeah.
Then we got my truck, Cole's truck, and then the one Dad's in now.
Okay.
And then we just built a brand new one, which Chad was in this year.
Okay.
So
Cool.
those 4 run every weekend. Then we had the one that I just got front half ready to go, so 5 of them ready to go.
Okay. So are there multiple overboards, or is it every truck is a different body?
Mostly
name?
every truck has its own identity, I guess,
Okay.
each chassis.
Okay.
Except for, like, sometimes, like, at the Evansville show, like when we debuted the Wrecker, just because we couldn't really have 2 overboards there, because Chad ran overboard all years because Dad was in El Toro
Yes.
for Monster Jam, so we couldn't really run that there, so we had to put Dad back in overboard and then built the Wrecker, and yeah.
Okay. Because Cole and Chad, or Cole Vennard and Chad Tingler come from Gravedigger, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, because was Cole the one that was involved in that motorcycle accident with Ryan Anderson?
Yep.
Okay. Understandable
Old
now.
Coley.
And then Chad, what, did he kind of like retire and then he kind of got back into it, or he just kind of like just stopped?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Just big Chadwick things, I guess you could say. It worked out because he was with me all year long, and it was a pretty good time.
Yeah. Awesome.
We made the most of it.
That's good. Cool. Hell yeah. So, I guess, so technically, is there 3, you and Wildside, Cole and Black Pearl, and your dad and Overboard? Are those the 3 main trucks competing in Monster Jam?
Well, Dad's technically in El Toro now.
Okay, so is he back in El Toro?
Yeah,
okay.
he'll be back in that for first quarter.
Okay. Cool. And so did Phil kind of approach you guys and be like, hey, we need another El Toro truck?
Yep, so it kind of like that subcontractor deal. They give us the body, we run it, they pay for it, so we don't have to pay for a body, and it just kind of works out good that way.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about basically destroying it every weekend.
Or fixing it.
Yeah.
And then they just ship you a new one each week if, the body's bad enough.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's cool.
I don't get that lucky.
So, okay. Oh, hold on. I'll have to cut this out. But, okay. So do you just compete in Monster Jam, or are you kind of in a bunch of different series, like different shows?
Truly depends. Like, there at the beginning, I was doing Monster Truck Throwdown and All-Star Monster Truck Tour and Map Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of branched into Monster Jam, and now Monster Jam kind of books us out 3/4 of the year, I want to say. And so that just kind of takes up most of our schedule, and then we can fill in the weekends that we would have off with, like, Map Motorsports or All-Star, one of them.
Oh, cool. So what was describe your, like, first Monster Jam event? Because obviously it's got to be a lot different than, like, doing, like, the smaller, like, independent shows. Yeah. So what was, like, the first event like what was traveling there? What's, like, basically give me, like, a day in the life of your first, like, show, or, like, your first Monster Jam show.
Well, I flew to Albany, New York, because the truck and trailer was in Wisconsin, because the Toluchkas had it, and they had to load all their stuff in. they run different parts and stuff. So they took the trailer, loaded it. My truck was already in there, and then they drove to Albany, and I just kind of flew in, met them there, and well, we flew in. Kind of had some fun, ordered some different pizzas from New York because, I mean, you're in New York.
You gotta try. Yeah, you gotta eat pizza. Yeah.
And so we got trucks ready. I was pretty nervous because I was like, man, you're going from like a fairgrounds to an arena. It's kind of a little bit bigger of a deal, I guess you could say. And
yeah, I guess you did start in all the arena stuff.
That's where I've been since 2020.
Yeah.
Got pretty good at them, I guess.
Yeah, no, really good, I would say.
Not really good. I'm just good.
Okay.
And then, we got trucks ready, came down for the first show, and I was like, well, guess this is how it's going to be now.
Yeah.
So I won racing, but they gave it to, I think it was Randy Brown and Gravedigger at the time. They gave it to him and said he beat me by a tire length. And then they came up to me after the show and goes, you won that. That's awkward.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Just kind of went through the motions of that show because everybody was there. Tom Mintz came out because, me and Brandon that was the first weekends out. They always kind of come, make sure you do what you did at Paxton at Monster Jam University and kind of go from there. And it just kind of worked out. And I guess.
So then I guess let's back up then, because did you go to Monster Jam University? Did you have to do that?
Well, kind of. They just wanted to make sure. So like there they have the stadium track set up and they have an arena set up. And if you're a new arena driver, they want to make sure you can do what you need to do, perform how you need to perform, and in the confines of an arena. And we just had to go show them that we could. Okay,
so Monster Jam University is at Tom Mintz's house, which was the driver for Maximum Destruction. Yeah. Okay,
so they're Paxton.
So what do they do now? Do they go out and they just kind of search for new drivers to add to the field team, and then they're like, hey, just come out here and, we'll give you a shot, and then they'll call you and ask if you made it? Or
I think you can apply. I'm really not sure because I've never really had to look into that.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be kind of cool too, but I never did.
Yep. Okay. So typical day of the show, you get there, get the trucks ready, you have the pit party, and then
the first one we didn't because it was a Friday evening show. Friday evening shows, you don't have pit party.
Okay.
So you just kind of got everything ready and then sat there and waited, and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
And then show happened.
Let the nerves build up and everything like that.
Pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How did it feel like competing against, like, I know for me, like, if I were to compete against, like, John Force or, like, Tony Schumacher in NHRA, I would be like, dude, like, I idolized you as a kid. So, like, competing against, like, you say, Randy Brown, for one of the most legendary Gravedigger drivers there was, and because I remember meeting him as a kid. Like, what did it feel like competing against the guys like you used to look up to when you were younger?
It was pretty wild, honestly. Like, once you put the helmet on, though, you had to, like, try not to think about it. But, like, after all of said and done, you kind of just become friends with everybody. And then every weekend, or almost every day, Randy would take us out to dinner. We'd all hang out, go to McDonald's, get some McFlurries and stuff like that. Just kind of just hang out. And,
passing the torch type of deal. Yeah. You got to get to know everybody that's going to eventually carry on the sport, because, I mean, like, you are the future of the sport, essentially.
We're something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, you are. You're being a champion, a world champion, and then having to take on, like, the whole, basically, the passing of the torch. Because now you got Tom Mintz that's retired, Dennis Anderson's retired, and, passing the torch to the next generation of people that are going to try and carry on the sport.
Basically, everybody we watch growing up is kind of, retiring and doing all that, and it's just kind of, it's one of those things like, maybe we are the next ones.
Yeah. I mean, I think, that's kind of how I think we feel. I mean, that was why we started Young and Boosted. It was like we're like the next generation that are supposed to carry on the sport and make sure the sport stays alive. And like you see it every day, racetracks are closing, so it's like
everything's closing. Everybody's staying inside. Nobody's going outside.
Yeah, it's like we are the reason if the sport lives on or if the sport doesn't live on.
Off.
Yeah, exactly. So you see a lot of initiatives nowadays for like Congress to make sure cars don't put too many regulations on like classic cars, because I saw something like California proposed to take classic cars off the road, and obviously a bunch of people are against it, but it's like we are what is going to keep that from happening. And as we grow older, it's like it's up to us essentially to keep motorsports alive.
So I think there for a while they tried passing a bill saying like any rigs older than 07 couldn't go into Cali.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Yeah, I was like, huh. That's awkward.
Yeah, because I mean, a bunch of you guys too. You guys got older rigs, or
Well,
stuff like
I think
that.
mine's a 07, 08.
Yeah,
Well, the old one
you're
was-
right. You're right there on the line.
Yeah, I was like, this is awkward,
Yeah.
Now the new rig I got, it's
Nice.
a 93. So we're
Okay.
just gonna
Yeah, just
turn the head.
Yeah, turn the head. Turn the head. Keep driving. No, you're good. Okay. So going through like your first year in Monster Jam, I know you won Rookie of the Year. Was that actually your first year in Monster Jam, or did that come later on?
So my first true year in Monster Jam got cut about halfway through, I want to say, because of COVID.
Okay.
So that was 2020, and then I think I finished third in the point series for that year. I was like, that's kind of cool. I mean, granted, it did get cut short,
Yeah.
but I was like, that's cool. And then 2021 came around. They started doing more shows and more events, and then that's when I won Rookie of the Year because I did a handful of shows for them, like Atlanta Motor Speedway and all that. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, the bigger shows of. So, did you do like when the year you won Rookie of the Year? Was it all arena shows? Or did you do a couple of stadium shows or?
So I technically believe my first stadium show was that year.
Okay.
I did Arlington, and they're in Texas, far drive, farther than Houston. And so we did that one, and then after that, I got told I was doing Atlanta Motor Speedway with John Gordon. I was
Okay.
like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. He drives a bad company, doesn't he? Okay.
Yeah, 4 events in 2 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was rough, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Except for all the rain, that part was not fun.
Yeah.
I got to run windows, so that was pretty cool. I never got to run windows. And then we did some arenas, and then, like I said, I did my first stadium show that year, and that's kind of the extent of 2021.
Yeah.
A lot of that was independent shows like fairgrounds and just places starting to open back up from COVID and getting people to come back out, and just kind of worked out.
Awesome. What was so then that was 2021 and you won Rookie of the Year. What was 2022 like?
That was first full swing series back out on the road again.
Okay.
That one was me and John Zimmer Jr. in a trailer with Big John with us. Me and him, I think we've both finished second, third in the points or somewhere. No, not that year. That was 2023.
Because he drives the Terminal Velocity
Terminal
truck.
Velocity.
Was that an old body from your guys' trucks, or is that their own body?
So
I've always wondered that.
When he first started, that was the Willys chassis, the concussion that we all drove and all that. And then after we all kind of went our separate ways, they started their own team. They built a brand new truck, brand new concussion, brand new bodies, everything. So they just kind of carried that on.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
And then, 2022, that was first series back out. We made the most of it. We had some fun, learned some things because, obviously your first year kind of gets cut short and you're kind of like, this is awkward. Then you come back out, you're traveling with Kristen Anderson, Elvis, Blake Granger, all them guys. And it was kind of a whole new debacle, I guess you could say.
A lot more competition, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially riding around with one of the Anderson kids and we're competing
crust.
again.
Yeah, crust.
So 2022 was mainly spent in arenas as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I did maybe 1 or 2 stadiums with Dad that year. Did one with Cole, I believe, in Kansas City. But for the most part, that one was all just arenas.
What's your like most memorable moment of being in an arena series?
Like as in like a moment, or like the one I kind of just remember all the time?
I would both.
So like moment would, man.
Because I remember seeing a video, and I actually saw it last night when I was going through your Instagram. You did one of the mini flips in the arena series.
Yeah, that was all this year.
Oh, okay.
When I tried them in 20, it didn't work out for me. We don't talk about those ones. I think out of 3 attempts, I didn't land a single one. But yeah, no, it's probably the most memorable moment would have been probably when the first overall in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Does that work like you sweep the whole thing, or?
So it's kind of like a point standings throughout the whole event. So like you get 8 points if you win, and then it breaks down after that for all 4 events. And we finally did it, and I guess we won an overall. And then Brandon won the exact same the next day.
Oh, cool.
So it was kind of cool. We both won our own overalls, and we were both in the trailer together as our first years.
Cool.
And then probably my favorite moments running Louisville over there at Freedom Hall.
Okay.
That was pretty sweet, just because all the history there from like
Yeah.
Moss trucks, pulling trucks, all the NTPA stuff that goes on there. It's just kind of cool just to be like, man, I'm in Freedom Hall right now,
Yeah.
just doing a show. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
One of those like nostalgic,
Yeah,
like
it's
cool moments.
You walk around, you look at the wall, and I think it said Dennis Anderson, 1986 or something
Oh,
crazy. I was
wow.
like, huh, wow.
Yeah, you get to go compete where one of your idols used to compete at, or really, I guess, got to start in a lot of it, and get his name out there and everything like that. Cool. So 2023 was the year that you got invited to World Finals, or did they classify it as 2024? Let me ask you this: is it like a 2023, 2024, kind of like a school year type deal, or?
No, so 2023, we did that full series. Little John he got invited to do the two-wheel skills portion there in Nashville at World Finals. So I believe I was supposed to do it, but a lot of people don't know. I broke my collarbone literally right after our series ended. Like our
really?
point series ended, we were up with the Telechicas riding dirt bikes, and I broke my collarbone. So that's why I kind of sat out there for about 8 to 12 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, had the surgery, got 2 plates and 10 screws.
Oh damn.
We made it count.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah,
it.
so no, 2023 I didn't do a whole lot. We finished the series, and then I kind of came back during like the summer events,
Okay.
but for the most part, no, I just kind of sat there on the couch,
Yeah.
in my sling. Mad Dog took care of me, and
How did that feel? Having to sit out and watch like all your friends like keep going, or you couldn't be out there.
I could have went, but I just chose not to because I was like, I know if I go, I'm going to be disappointed because I can't drive,
Yeah.
can't work, can't do nothing. So I was like, I'll just sit at home. So it really wasn't bad. I spent a lot more money sitting on the couch than I thought I ever would. Because I was like, man,
that's cool. I'm gonna buy that.
That's exactly how it went. I was like, man, I need new motocross boots.
Yeah.
Even though I just broke my collarbone on a dirt bike, I need new boots.
Yeah.
Ordered new boots.
Yep.
Got them. I was like, oh, this is cool.
That's how I feel like if I'm not like working. Like we've had 5 days off, and I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna buy that. And it's like I need to get back to fucking work now. I don't think about that shit when I'm at work.
Yeah, Black Friday was not good for me.
So, moving into being invited to your first World Finals, what was that like?
Truly, I didn't really have any words for it because, we went through the season. I finished third. I was behind Kristen Anderson. And
Actually, I don't mean to cut you off, but let's take a little break before we get into that.
Pause.
And we'll go from there. All right, guys, back from the good old break here. So, moving into your first World Finals appearance, so do they call you and you're like, hey, you're going to World Finals, or is it kind of like how they used to do in the old days? They would announce it like at a show and you get a World Finals qualifier flag type deal.
It's kind of more like the call, I guess you could say, because I didn't really know that. I knew I got invited to do the two-wheel skills competition. I didn't know I was making main field till they posted it, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
We went through the whole season. I was like, man, this could be a rough one here, because it was my first time, driving the rig, doing everything kind of by myself with my crew guy. Then he flew out one week because he had to go back to work. So it was me on the road by myself working on the 2 trucks because Chad flying in and out because he had a job back home working at a body shop. So it was
Oh, wow.
yeah, I think it was 4 weeks there, just nonstop, 2 trucks by myself, driving rig, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we made the most of it. So that was a little rough,
I
but
would say that sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Doing all that by yourself and.
yeah, there's a lot of tired nights in the rig like this.
We know a thing or two about 3-second naps.
Yeah.
So, how did it feel to compete in like the big show, like as in something that we like both grew up watching or going to and watching in the stands and be like, oh, we can't, like one day we're gonna do that, because I know like PRI, for instance, like with the truck being on display, even when my Monte Carlo's on display, like I used to walk those halls and be like, it would be so cool to have like my stuff,
like a
my
surreal
own
moment.
Yeah, like my own thing here, and then getting the call for like the Monte Carlo, to have it there was like a surreal moment. And even then with like the truck for this year in like a week, it's like it's craziness. So how did that feel for you?
I truly never had words for it. And I don't know if I ever really will, because it's like you grow up watching it. You grow up going to every single time you can. They're in Vegas. I mean, it wasn't like the moment of like, man, I came here from first grade and I'm finally getting to compete here.
Yeah.
Since it was in LA, but it's still like the same demeanor, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. Like we rolled in, me and Elvis, we had a weekend off. He was my crew guy that came in about halfway through the season. It worked out pretty good for us. He worked out good. We worked out good together. It's my rig partner.
Nice.
Yeah, that boy can sweat. And so we did Salinas. We had a week off from Salinas to World Finals. So we tore every corner off my truck, put new spindles, all new bolts in. We kind of just put it together with grease because Dad brought new hubs and new lug nuts or studs, everything. So I put brand new hubs on my truck, all new lug studs, trying to just make it, as good as we can, just to, try to take out the air of like, oh, we missed this or something like that.
Yep.
Put a brand new motor in, did all new transmission, just kind of trying to take the mechanical factor out.
Okay. And
then once we got there, took bodies off, went and did practice, and that's kind of when it all set in. I was like, oh man, we're doing this now, I guess.
Yeah. So did your dad compete too at the show?
Yeah,
or like how many crew members did you guys have competing there?
So me and Cole were main field. Okay. Dad did high jump. I did two-wheel skills. And then Chad and Dad were in the LCQ, so it was like young gun shootout where they had to try to race their way in.
Oh, okay.
So all that happened the day before the show, like on qualifying day and all that. So that was kind of, we did our part, we did practice and we qualified, and then they did the LCQ, and it was kind of, it was cool to watch, but it was like, oh man, I feel bad for them because they don't win, they're not in it.
Yeah, yep. So competing, what was, I guess, what was the day like? The pit party. So do they still do it like 2 days, like a 2-day event, or is it all one day?
This year it was all one day.
So what was it like? The pit party, signing autographs, taking pictures with everybody, and then after the pit party, like what? From, I guess you'd say from the end of the. Actually, you know what? Just tell me your whole day. The day of the race, the competition. Just tell me go through everything.
So the night before, we parked trucks, cleaned them all up for pit party, so we didn't have to get there early and do it. We got there, we cleaned up what we missed, little things, and kind of came down for pit party, and gates opened, and it was a lot of people there. And so where I was, they had your two-wheel skills competitors here, and your high jump competitors over here, and we were all on the line because we went during pit party and went and competed and came back. So we did that, and so about halfway through, pit party, they drug us over to the main stage. We pulled our numbers for two-wheel and did all that, and went back for main field and everything else. Because the day before we qualified, and I think I qualified 10th. It was a rough day. I went from like second or third fastest in practice to then the nerves set in,
Yeah.
And then we came down to the show day and just kind of went at it.
Yeah.
They started two-wheel. I think we did two-wheel first. And we went and did that. I drove truck down, went changed, got all ready. So that was about halfway through pit party or a quarter of the way. Did all that and drove truck back up, went right back in because that was when high jump was going. I wanted to watch because Dad was in it and all that. Went back, watched, and then after that, pit party was over because time to start the event. And then, then we kind of got drug around everywhere, doing interviews, eating lunch because we were all hungry.
Yeah. So, I guess you pull did they go off like a qualification ladder? Or do you pull chips for round one of who you're going to race?
It went off qualifying.
Okay.
Like we drew at drivers meeting, we went up and pulled numbers to figure out when we were going to go with or who we were going to qualify with and when we would go.
Okay. So leading up to round one, how were you feeling? What were your nerves? How did that feel?
Yeah, they were through the roof. Because I already did two-wheel, so truck felt good and did all that. Came back, then like the nerves finally set in. Like this is the main reason we're here. This is what we always grew up watching. What the main reason we'd go, and then intros came. We did our intros, and then went back. So there, if you were the first 8 trucks to compete, it was kind of weird pit setup because it was down in a tunnel. Like it was a 3-step leg to get back upstairs and everything else. So basically, if you were the first 8, you kind of went off in this loading dock and spun around, and they just kept filling that up. You had your hot pits over here. It was kind of a moment.
kind of like racing to take like first 5 pairs or like pairs 5 through 10, and then they go up in the staging lane, and then like pairs 10 through 15. Like
they kind of just stage you back there, so that way. So it was me and Jim Kohler first round.
Oh, how did that feel? Growing up with him and going to shows and, how did that feel competing against him?
Man, this could go one of two ways. I could either, win this and hopefully move on from that, or he's going to pull one pass out and just absolutely clobber me. So pulling out there, I was a nervous wreck. And Elvis, the crew guy, he was running back and forth, So from where the hot pits where you had to go up 2 sets of escalators to get to where you can watch.
Oh, wow.
So he was running back and forth, and he's giving me my pep talk, take a deep breath and that. And I'm like, I radio back, I think you need to take the deep breath, but you've just did all the running. You're just sitting here,
Yeah.
And then first round, we won. Second round, we went up against Adam.
How did going through round 1? Because I bet it was a completely different feeling than like practice and qualifying. So actually doing that track, but knowing if you lose, you're out. How did it feel going through like the motions, going through the jumps, the turns, and everything like that?
So I had lane choice, thankfully, because I qualified 10th, and I think Kohler qualified last.
Oh, okay.
His normal.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm gonna take the left lane, which is you start with the berm first. And I was like, I think if I can do a good berm turn, I can do good here.
Yeah.
We did that, and it kind of just worked out. Everything was kind of flowing, I guess you could say. And then next round, racing Adam in round 2. Yeah, it was round 2. He had lane choice. And I was like, oh, man, this is where it's going to end,
Yeah.
And he took the right lane and put me in the left. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, like I just won in this
Yeah, I
lane.
was like-
I know I can be fast in this one.
Man, I really hope he doesn't put me in the right lane because I did not do good in the right lane.
Yeah.
Not at all. And then it just kind of, flowed through the motions after that.
Did you get left lane the whole night, or you did?
Every pass, I was left lane. Never changed once.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Going through, working through the ladder. So you raced Jim and Avenger the first round, Adam and Gravedigger the next round. Who did you get the rest?
So after that, it was Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack round 3, and then I believe it was Bari and Zombie.
Okay.
And then we were in the finals.
So, and in the finals, you raced Tristan England.
Yep.
So, how did it? Because he won racing the year before, didn't he?
In Nashville, yeah.
So, how did it feel? And I get it. It was like a completely different racing setup because they went away from like the normal racing setup to this, which I thought the track was super weird. But
It was very weird. It was weird to get a flow on, but once you finally found your marks and you could hit them, it was fun.
So,
I enjoyed it.
how did it feel going up against the reigning racing championship and your first ever world championship competition?
Yeah, I was like, man. So, like, we kind of just went through the rounds. My steering line kept coming loose because, I didn't zip tie it back up after we changed the motor. And then practice day, I blew a steer pump going out of the tunnel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was a whole debacle there. And so I changed it, and I forgot to zip tie the line back up, so it was just bouncing, and then fluid spray out everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So every time I go back, they're always working on it, putting fuel in. All the crew guys are down there at that point. So pulling out to the final round, I was like, wow, I guess all the nerves really set in then because I was like, this is the moment. Yeah. Everybody kind of dreams of, you grow up watching Monster Jam, you're like, this is the moment. And yeah.
The moment where, I guess it's like if we were to make a final round or something like that, it's like this is like the time, like it doesn't matter even what race it's at. It's like you're in the finals. Like when you win, you get all this money. For us at least, you get all this money. You get trophy and all this other stuff and recognition and posting it on YouTube like, hey, we won, or posting on social media. But like for you and doing it as watching it as a kid and from the stands and all that stuff and seeing it being down there on the dirt strapped in to actually do it, say 15 years later is,
Yeah, it was so like we pulled out there, I took the left lane because I think I had lane choice over on that one because I just progressively gotten faster throughout the night, and I think I was the most consistent one running just straight 19s all night long. Never veered away from it, never got slower, never got faster. Everybody else kind of fluctuated, so I think I had lane choice. I was like, I'm taking my left lane.
Yep.
Pulled out there, they did the radio test, and then we radio tested, did the RI test, and they fired us up. You could hear like playing intros and saying this championship final round. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. I watched Tristan pull up and start stage. It's like, I guess I better, pull up there too, so I don't look like that guy.
Yeah.
Straighten out my steering wheel, even though it really doesn't do anything. Because as soon as you take off, there's always that little bit of cavitation in the wheel.
Yeah.
Closed my visor and just kind of went for it.
So talk me through green light. As soon as you saw the green light going through the first first turn, going through everything. What
Yeah,
what obviously, I can't really ask you what's going through your head because in the moment you're like fucking win, 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 win. I know that's what would be going through my head. So just talk me through that moment as soon as the light turned
so
green.
we started off with, man, I really don't want to screw this one up, and everybody blamed this one on me. At least if it's truck's fault, I can blame it on truck. But we take off. I kind of overjumped the step up a little bit, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Then we came down to the first berm. I was like, if I can make a good turn here and get a good gap on him, I should be able to get out pretty good on him. Then I had a pretty good berm like I had all night and kind of kept it going through the final turn. I looked over and saw him going in the berm. I was like, with him finishing in the berm, you get a pretty good run out of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I had to hit the roller and then the race lane. I was like, man, I'm not lifting. So I didn't lift. I was like, if this diff blows, it's blowing here.
Yeah.
I really don't feel bad if it does. And, well, then it kind of just worked out and crossed the finish line first. And, yeah.
What was the feeling like crossing the finish line? Were they screaming through the radio?
Yeah, Elvis was, yeah. So I think it was half a truck length, I guess.
Nice.
So I landed, and then the truck shut off. I was like, well, this is really embarrassing here. Like, very embarrassing. Then it started back up. I did donut, and then I went and parked. I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It, never really set in that it just happened, It's kind of like that moment where, like, did we really just win that? Because we just went from round one all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
It was like, it's my first ever time here, They kept saying that, he could be – I wasn't the youngest. Adam won, I think, 22. He was the youngest one to win a world championship.
Okay.
So it was just kind of cool being my first ever time there and just kind of went through the motions and somehow came out lucky.
Yeah. I saw the video of like everyone coming up to congratulate you and your dad coming up and, seeing your dad, tearing up and everything like that.
He's a very ugly crier.
Just, the emotions of everybody on your team and your crew. And, it's got to be a pretty euphoric feeling, I guess.
Yeah. So like afterwards, I kind of stopped on the step up, revved it up, and then kind of got out and coasted off the step up, and then got out and waved, and I was pretty excited, Elvis was the first one there, and then there's Chris. Yeah, he dumped 2 water bottles on me. That was not cool at all. My head sock was wet after that. It's not a good feeling. And then after that, I got shuttled upstairs, go do the interview and get the medal presentation, the trophy. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. I was like, what did it feel like that like thousands of people saw that? Because it's like when we go to a race, I mean, it depends on the race, but there's like it could be a couple hundred people there. Or there could be like at War in the Woods, a couple thousand. So what's it like having like 20,000 people there or like 30,000 to see something like that?
Honestly, with it being in LA, you didn't know who all like celebrity wise was there and this and that. I knew
because Kim Kardashian was there, wasn't she?
I think it was Kylie.
Okay.
Jenner, I think it was one of them. There was a bunch of them there because like before the show started, when we were all eating lunch, they were doing like a VIP meet and greet down there. All of them came down, looked at the trucks and stuff, and I just kind of stayed to my quiet self and just did my own thing. And then afterwards, we did all that, and then come to find out we got posted on Kylie's story. I guess we made her cry, so it's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so just thousands and thousands of people seeing you do something for the first time and then winning for the first time. That's got to be crazy.
It was something. I was like, it still never really set in that I won, I guess you could say.
What was it like standing on the podium and getting the gold medal and the big trophy and once again seeing, back when we were kids and seeing the other guys get that when we were younger, what did it feel like for you?
Like standing there with Tristan on one side and Too Tall on the other side because he won the LCQ and raced his way all the way he won from his first round LCQ all the way to semifinals.
Wow.
So he was going for it.
Yeah.
And just being up there with those guys who you've, competed with the last couple of years and just kind of been buddies with and just being up there and then you turn around and there's however many people in the stadium, it's pretty surreal. You don't really have words for it.
Because that's a big stadium too, and it looked like it was pretty filled up too with a lot of people there.
Good crowd.
Yeah,
pretty good.
So that's awesome. What was the first thing like after you get the trophy in the middle? What was the first thing you did after that?
I think I looked at Tristan and said, "I got you that time."
So and then since it's all in one day, you guys had to go into freestyle next.
Yeah, and I think I was 4th out.
So I mean, you got to be at that point where it's like, I don't care anymore.
That's where we were. So like everybody said, congratulations and all that. I went back down the truck, turned my shocks so I could get ready because I got stiff on them because I'm not going out there jumping on soft shocks. And went out there. Elvis is in the truck with me. We're watching the live stream so I can just see what everything's doing. And then I go, and then just so happens from my race pack to the switch panel to the race pack on the dash, the wire that controls everything shorted out and made my 5 or 6 hits, and then truck shut off. Like, well, this is disappointing.
Yeah. Are you on are you on Fuel Tech or are you on Holly?
Fuel Tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Center.
Center, whatever. I mean, we accept all people here.
It happens.
But
there's a whole group of us that went, and it just kind of worked out for us.
yeah. But still, I mean, going into freestyle, you gotta have that feeling like I don't give a hell what happens.
Yeah, I was
here.
like, I just want to make my 30 seconds, so I at least get a score. Then after that, if it breaks in half, it breaks in half.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then it shut off, and it's like, well, that's just disappointing. I didn't even get to roll over my new body.
Yeah.
For show.
Yeah, because you did have a brand new body, and it was like the holographic.
Yeah, I did
like,
the holographic logos, and I didn't really have much time. I really wanted to do something cool, but I didn't have enough time to it because I didn't know I was making main field and all that.
Yeah.
So I kind of did like a half and half with the old Willie's body, like the red and the Z stripes and all that, mixed with like a little bit of kind of a two-tone, I guess you could say, down with all like different names and stuff in it, and with the original, my normal wrap.
Cool. Awesome. What after World Finals, what did you like? So event ends. What do you do after that? Did you go out and party? Did you go out?
No, we had a VIP. So
Okay.
like everybody after each event, some of them, if it's like Ticketmaster and all that, they have a VIP autograph session. You all go in there, hang out with everybody. Did all that. Then we went and tired trucks down. Got everything ready to load, and then went to bed.
Yeah.
Because it was already midnight, 1 o'clock.
And you guys had which that would have been 4 o'clock here. Yeah. So then you guys had the award show follows like right after the World Finals.
Yeah, it was
right?
the next day after, I believe. But first, the morning of, we had a fundraiser at Top Golf for like I think St. Jude.
Oh, okay.
In golf.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm not
Awesome.
very good at that.
Did you win any awards at the award show?
Yeah.
What all did you win?
I won Arena Freestyle of the Year somehow. And
Nice.
it was on the weekend. I was like, man, this run is not anything special. Nothing too cool. And it gets nominated. I'm like, huh, this is awkward. I was like, that really wasn't a good weekend because that was the weekend Beach flew out to go back home to go to work, and I was just me and Chat, and I was like, huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you so Arena Freestyle, and you had the World Racing Championship?
And then
Did you
I
get
think I
anything
got
else?
nominated for like 3 other things, but I was like, well, that's cool.
Nice.
You made the most of it.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else from World Finals? Any other like memories or moments that you like that stick in your head?
Yeah, terrible drive home.
What happened on that?
36-hour drive home, and I spent more time broke down.
Really?
Yeah, my rig had overheating issues.
Isn't that just you just come off the most euphoric feeling, the most craziest thing ever, and it just you run
all
in.
out the window. Every bit of it. Just like the steam bath of coolant I took on one of the mountains there in Cali.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, huh. Well, I guess I better open up the windows now.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, well let's take a quick break and then we'll round up and get ready to shut it all down. All right, back from the little break. So what you got any plans coming up for the 2025 season? You got any like cool things rolling out? You changing bodies, changing color schemes, changing anything?
I got a new semi.
Oh, nice. Cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
Got a new semi.
Yeah. Is it like a I guess like a Renegade, like toter home type deal, or is it just
kind of like your reliable semis, like the big bunk semis, just one of those.
Okay. Is that the one that's kind of pulled up on the grass right now?
No, that was my old rig.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the new one's the Black Pete over by
I
the
didn't see a
building.
black one.
Black Pete? Nice.
Yeah, Black Peter car.
Is that the 93 you're saying?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the W900 is the orange one. That's what gave me a very good run for my money on my way back from Cali. One more overheated job. It was getting parked and I was flying home.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I don't think we ever had any issues like that before. Yeah, knock on wood.
It's kind of weird driving. You see, look over at your water and oil temp gauge, and the oil temp says 300, and water temp's 280. Just look the other way.
Put some tape over it.
Yeah.
Just turn the music up so you don't hear the buzzer.
I didn't see that.
I'm just gonna keep rolling.
That's where we were at.
Yeah. When you So did you have to go right back into doing shows after World Finals, or was
I
it
had
a break?
3-week break.
Oh, nice.
So that was pretty nice, Got home, didn't even unload a truck for like a week and a half. I was like, I'm not looking at them suckers after that drive I just had.
Yeah.
And then we went to Evansville, Indiana, and did a show there. And it's just kind of been this year is kind of a slower year for the summertime. We took some weeks off. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Take a break, go, spend money elsewhere on other things like side by sides and trucks and stuff like that.
That's what you got to do every once in a while.
Yeah,
just take a break from what you love most, so you don't lose that love for it.
Well, yeah, it's the best way to say it.
Yeah. So do you know if you're going to be invited back to World Finals yet, or?
I think so.
I was going to say you would have to be, being the reigning champion
I
at
think
least.
So we'll see how that goes.
Awesome.
Got moved up to Stadium Series this year. That's
cool.
kind of, I don't know how to feel about that yet.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to be nervous or excited. I like my arenas, It's pretty comfortable in them.
Yeah. So going to a bigger playing field essentially, and having a lot more to.
Lots of different competition too.
Yeah. Well, what all trucks or I guess drivers and trucks are you going up
Adam
to?
and Ryan, Tristan, Todd LeDuc, all them guys.
Oh wow, yeah. So a good amount of vets and some really good trucks.
I was like, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. Have you won any this year, like freestyle racing in any of the stadium shows, or?
Let's see here, Glendale. I won racing, there. Kansas City. Don't think I won anything there. I had some parts breakage, but the normal.
Yeah.
Glendale did racing. Then that's where I ripped the whole rear end out. Wasn't my proudest moment, but it was pretty cool.
Talk me through that. I saw the jump. You hit a jump, land on another. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So when they built that track, we all kind of went out and walked it, and they're all like, maybe we can transfer from that to the step up in the middle. It's like, okay. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go from the step up to where I took off from. That way, because I didn't want to trip the takeoff ramp. Exactly what I did. And so we did that, and halfway through freestyle, just the normal, did backflip, and then I was like, well, I guess we could try it. Spun around the corner and went for it, and we made the most of it, and we definitely made the highlight reel. That's kind of my goal every event, just make the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Whether it's cool or not, just be on the reel.
Yeah.
We made it.
Awesome. That's cool. What's it feel like doing a backflip?
So it's like running into a brick wall. That's the best way to describe it, because literally as soon as you hit it, you either know if it's going to go good or bad.
Okay.
And like before you know it, you're either already on your roof or back on your wheels. So there's really your first one you do happens so slow, like you feel like every second of it. Mm-hmm. But then after that, you're just kind of used to it, and you know what the feeling is, and just kind of what happens.
It's got to be a lot of foot throttle science going into that, trying to make sure you don't land upside down or anything like that.
Depends how fast you hit it and how good the ramp is and all that. Like Kansas City, like I was talking about, truck cut out. As soon as it left the ramp cut out, and then you see me let off the throttle and right back in and just rev chip all the way around to the front end.
Oh, wow.
And then blew the tie rod and the pocket out of the frame. Just little things.
Yeah, just small little things.
Little things.
You got any shows coming up around here soon, or?
I think my closest one to here would be St. Louis.
Okay.
Or Dayton, Ohio in November of next year.
Wow. So yeah, you're not even gonna be anywhere close. 'Cause I'd love to come film it and just do a video over that.
Dayton would be our closest one for that one.
Well, we got a year until I gotta worry about that.
Dayton's not too far.
A lot of pre-planning.
Yeah, got a year until that happens. You have to keep us updated on that.
See what I can do.
I guess like the last little part I have is, I asked you if you had any upcoming plans for like the 2025 season. If you're going to do anything different. I mean, what about do you like looking like 5 years down the road? Like, what do you want your achievements to be in Monster Jam or just monster trucks in general?
I mean, like everybody's achievements, you always want to win another world championship. Like truly, that's next year. Racing's always kind of been my thing. Nobody can ever take that one away from you. Like freestyle, they can it seems like they can alternate it or whatever, but they can never take racing away. It's heads up. It's set in stone. But I kind of want to go for a freestyle,
Okay.
Not very good at it yet, but we're working our way there.
You got your racing down. That's all that matters. Now I just got like some basic questions for you. Are all of the trucks, are they all tuned to be close in power, or is it just kind of like you build what you build? If it's got 500 more horsepower than someone else, I know they used to have the diesel, with the Diesel brothers. I know they used to have the diesel truck, and I had heard through some other people that I know in like your guys' industry that like that truck was a lot more.
It was gnarly.
Yeah, that truck was a lot more powerful and faster than the normal like blower engines.
Yeah.
So, like, did they put a restriction on that, or?
Not really. No, it's always just kind of been the normal 540 cubic inch and 10% pulleys on the blower. You know, not a whole lot. I mean, you can build whatever you want within that frame setting and go from there.
Okay, so they just say you can't go over 540 cubic inches. Okay, that makes sense.
You know, when they blow up, you kind of go above it, but
yeah,
just minor details.
Okay, the best chassis to run in monster trucks.
I'd say what we all run, the Eddie Micas. It seems to kind of be the leading stone right now, the old leading edge.
So do chassis companies just make, like, do those types of, like, companies, do they just make monster truck frames, or do
That's
they?
all Eddie does.
Okay.
That's all he's ever done. So, like, he was one of the main fabricators of Monster Gym back when everything was, you know, still going to North Carolina. That's where he was based out of. He'd build all the in-house chassis and stuff like that.
At Diggers, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, he was one of their main fab guys right there with Paul Cohen.
Oh, okay.
And did all that, and then he kind of went out on his own and started building his own chassis. And
because nothing goes through Diggers anymore. Does it all go through
all
Feld?
Through Florida, yeah. They're at Feld.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because you could tell the difference in the Digger trucks now compared to what they used to be.
Same.
Yeah.
So every part's interchangeable, which is smart.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah.
You got a fleet of 40 trucks running every weekend. It makes sense to make everything perfect.
At some point, it's got to come down to a business decision.
Exactly.
So, a favorite body that you've ran?
Probably say my World Finals body, or the original Willys body I ran.
Okay.
Really, I haven't really got to run many different bodies. I ran Dad's overboard once at Indy when he blew a motor and broke his sternum. I drove in from Missouri and filled in for him for one event. Ran Black Pearl once or twice. Just, you know, I think mine's just kind of my favorite. Yeah. Just because, you know, it's your own identity. You did everything to get it to where it is, and just one of those deals.
Do you have a favorite body besides, like, not counting your, like, specific 2014 HD body, but, like, the square body chassis, or square bodies? Do you like is there any other body that you would like to run yourself?
I'd truly love to run one of the, like the Hall brothers when they got the 5th gen Rams. I mean, it's all what all my pickups are, so it's just, you know, be cool to have.
Yeah.
Just got another one.
Yeah.
But I like my Chevy.
Yeah.
It's different.
Do you have a Ford big block in your truck, or is it Chevy?
Oh, we're all Chevys.
Yeah, nice.
2-speed glides, just the normal.
Okay. I guess that goes into my next question. Tell us about motor setup, transmission setup, electronics, stuff like that.
Yeah, so this year we went to EFI, so we went Fuel Tech because a lot of the independents went Fuel Tech just because Monster Jam was all Holly. And we all went Fuel Tech, not sure why. They helped out pretty well. Mm-hmm. So we were one of the first ones out with coil packs, cam sinks, cam triggers, everything else, because Monster Jam still runs a distributor, Spark, all that. They're not like a full, true EFI. They are, but they aren't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we went full-blown, just went for it, and it's worked out pretty well. Yeah. But motors, just 540s, 871 blowers, just the normal blower motor, I guess you could say, and making maybe 1,500, 1,600 on a good day.
Who's your engine builder?
Steve Vance out of West Virginia.
Okay. Yep. No Vance. Transmission you said was a 2-speed glide. Yep. Who does all you guys' transmissions?
Bruzy Transmissions out of Ohio.
Okay.
Makes some pretty good ones.
Yeah. So with those trucks are 4-wheel drive, yeah,
we're locker all times. It's constant 4-wheel.
You guys have rear steer on those trucks too. Talk to me about the shock setups, because those things are gnarly. And I know like Scott Hartsock used to run like ginormous coilovers,
yeah.
And I know his truck's for sale, and I would sell everything I own to buy that truck. But
you should.
I should. Maybe we should see if some sponsors want to help out with that. But so like talk to me about your shock setups. Like what makes up a shock setup on a monster truck?
So basically, you got your 4 26-inch travel shocks in the front, and you got your 30s in the rear. Everybody's kind of got their own personal flavor. I run all top accumulators with my log splitter, so I can stiffen them, all that. And it's all just kind of differs from driver to driver. Like I kind of like a stiffer setup, so
Okay.
I run 68 weight oil in them. Most people run 32 to 46 weight hydraulic oil, but I'm at 68 because it's me.
Yeah.
A little different than everybody, I guess you could say. And yeah, Josh Garcia there at North Carolina builds them, puts them all together for us, a GG shock specialist, and pretty good combination for us.
What about, I know those trucks, I mean, obviously, if you tried to manually steer one of those trucks, it'd be extremely hard, especially with the size tires on it. Talk to me about, like, the hydraulic drive systems those trucks have.
So we got, like everybody, got your steer tank reservoir, then you got a pressure block on coming right off it. And so our pump is crank driven.
Okay.
It's mounted right there on the crank, and
which makes sense. I mean, that would give you the most
either mount it
beneficial.
there or right on the blower. So
Okay.
on the blower, you technically are driving it 10% over.
Okay.
So you should, in theory, turn better and steer
Yeah.
easier. But then we got your steering orbitals, just your normal hydraulic stuff. Some pressure blocks here and there, some reliefs that way. So when you crash or do something like me or just hit something and yanks the steering wheel, it doesn't break your wrist or break your fingers.
Okay. What about tires? What is the actual tire size on the trucks you guys run?
66, 43, 25.
Wow. Okay.
66.
What does it feel like trying to put those tires on a truck?
At this point, it's pretty normal. Like, so Goodyears and Firestone's probably the heaviest ones we've ever ran. Then we kind of went to like the China tires, the Ukraines, Harpers. Now we're on BKTs, and I like my BKTs. They're pretty light. I can have a truck tired up by myself in 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, still, it's kind of crazy to hear. Like, yeah, it takes me 15, 20 minutes to put one tire on my truck, but with the size they are and everything.
That's all four I can do. 15, 20, you just start going at it.
What are the like wheels like? Are they like beadlocks or?
Hold on.
Okay.
15 to 20 minutes on all four.
Yeah.
Oh, 15 to.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not one
I thought
tire.
you meant one tire.
Yeah,
No.
you were skipping over that. I'm like, hold the fucking gun.
I thought that was one thing.
No.
That's fucking impressive.
Shit.
Yeah, that's all four.
When you guys get done with the show or whatever, you guys are gonna haul it. You guys put it on those small skinny tires.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you guys have to you guys take
We
all
load everything.
trying to get it into a trailer. Is that like a whole task? Like, talk me through the process of after a show of trying to get everything off
Like
the
a
truck.
loadout, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you finish your show, you come back, crew guys start taking tires off, putting transit tires on. You start cleaning up your mess, clean up everything else, get the trailer ready, and then start pushing tires in. We got a tire lift in there. Pick them up, put 4 on the dance floor. Well, truly we put 3 because our spare stays up there, so we don't ever take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Put 3 up there, and then 2 on the tire rack. Take it all the way up, push them out of the rack, chain it up, 2 under, and then in my trailer you load both trucks, your toolbox, your jack, and then you lift up the side ramp, push tire underneath the truck, and close the doors, and on to the next one.
Nice. What is your favorite arena?
Like favorite arena itself?
Yeah,
Or
I got a
or
favorite. The best
city.
I guess. I guess it could be because I had favorite stadium and arena. So, what is your favorite city to compete in? And where's your favorite arena to compete in? Your favorite stadium to compete in?
So for favorite city would have to be Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
Just because the atmosphere there is pretty sweet. We rode Lime scooters. I'm pretty sure I spent $400 on Lime scooters that weekend, just cruising around the whole town.
Yeah.
You literally ride them to the arena, park them. They bring you fresh ones. Ride back to the hotel every day.
That's
you
cool.
never drive a vehicle. You just scooter everywhere. But favorite arena would probably be Freedom Hall there in Louisville, just because of the nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And stadium, Glendale's pretty cool, but just doing Lucas Oil because it's the hometown.
Yeah.
Did it once, and it's probably been my favorite.
Yeah, understandable. It's hometown. It's close to home. That's your,
Your thing.
Yeah, that is your thing. Tell me some common misconceptions about monster trucks and monster truck drivers.
Well, people normally think you have 2 steering wheels, one for the front steering and one for the rear, or they think it's all combined. But you got 1 steering wheel for the front, and then your rear steer's on a toggle switch on a handle because it's all electric over hydraulic, and just, the normal.
Okay.
And people think you get hurt really easily, but can't say that's ever really been the case.
I'll say, yeah, those trucks look very, very safe with
Yeah.
all the cage that you guys have on them and everything like that.
Yeah, I hurt myself without a cage and 2 wheels, so I've ventured back to 4 wheels and a cage.
Yeah, smart. I don't think I would ever get off of four wheels. Honestly, that's just not my forte.
Yeah, I thought I'd be, try and see if I liked it.
Yeah,
Didn't work out. I sold the bike after that.
Tell me a common misconception about or a couple of being an independent team.
Everyone thinks you got a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
I don't think we got Pit Viper. That's really about it.
Yeah.
And then you just got, it's always all your money going right back into them, making what you can and going from there. And everyone thinks that, you're like Monster Jam is you. But being an independent, you got all your other independent promoters like Monster Truck Throwdown, All Star, Matt Motorsports, all them guys, and you just kind of fluctuate.
So would you ever become a full-time Monster Jam? Like, would you ever let them, like, basically buy your likeness, like buy your truck, buy the name, and drive, like, in their chassis and their body? Or would you rather stay independent?
I'd probably stay independent because, like, once you go full-time for them, you're in one of their trucks, one of their identities. Like, it's one of those deals, like, you work so hard to get your own identity out there, put your own name out, build kind of like a brand, I guess you could say, and kind of restart into something that's already been there. And I don't know if I'd ever do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, understandable. I guess because I guess a lot of people could probably look at you and be like, "Oh, you make a lot of money being a Monster Jam and stuff like that." But
not at all.
Yeah.
The bank loves me. I buy stuff.
I get that. It's just, you and you only. Have you ever tried going out and getting, like, any sponsors or anything like that? Or
I'm not a very outgoing person, so no, it doesn't really work out for me. I never really try. And just if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, understandable. The next question would be, are you gonna put a Young and Boosted sticker on the truck?
Anything's possible.
Okay, we can work with that. I can allow that. We'll buy the tailgate for one race, and you can put Young and Boosted on there.
It's coming out of your paycheck.
What paycheck?
Yeah, we don't hand out paychecks here. It'd be nice if we did.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't be going to run equipment tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be waking up at 4:45 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be dreaming about you guys until I wake up at 7.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My 8 to 5 here.
Yeah. What is that? What you basically just get up, go to the shop, make sure all the trucks are good. What do you do on a day that, like, the trucks are good? You don't have to do anything to them.
You find something else to do.
Yeah.
There's always something. Yeah, there's always something. You can always work on the trailer, restock it, put parts in it, clean the trailer, wash tires. There's always something to do on monster trucks.
Which that's
Never
good.
really have a day where you're just like, everything's done, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Never really happens. You just kind of just go home.
Yeah. Would you ever move into, like, the towing business side?
I want to at some point, but I figure kind of got going pretty good on monster trucks. Might as well keep doing it till I kind of can, or need to really, kind of step back and focus more on the wreckers. I'd like to get in the wrecker side.
Yeah.
Like right now, if they need me, I'll jump in a wrecker, go tow some things. But right now, it's just not really my forte.
Yeah. Which, you got a great thing going for you, so why stop doing that? If it's time to slow down, if you get married and have kids and everything like that, that would be understandable. But
here we are.
Yep.
Mad Dog. I think Mad Dog's waiting for the marriage.
That's crazy because my girlfriend is too.
Yeah.
She's shaking her head. I need to get on that.
Yeah. I always tell her she's got a couple more years.
That's what I say too.
Took her brother, I think, 8 years. So we're only at 4, so she's got a couple more to wait. We gotta, break the streak here, break the record.
Break the record
by a year.
Awesome, dude. It was awesome having you on here and getting to talk to you about everything. It was really fun having you.
You're very quiet over there, David.
Well, you guys are kind of taking care of it. So.
Did you have any questions?
I did, and then we kept going, and I forgot. So.
I know I'll be editing. I'm like, well, fuck, why didn't I ask him about that or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can just do a phone interview then.
Yeah. We can
phone a friend.
We can have you back. Are you gonna be coming to the PRI show?
I think so.
Awesome. Well, the truck will be on display there, so you have to stop by and hang out.
I'll just be walking around, just doing my thing, just walking, seeing what I want to buy, but I can't afford to buy.
Yeah. So. Yep. Yep. That would be the best place for you to try and get sponsors if you're gonna be there.
Well, yeah, but if you just see me walking, in public, you're like, look at that little guy.
Wear your crew shirt. I'm telling, dude, I'm telling you, you wear your crew shirt and you're like, hey, I'm fucking Zack Garner and I'm the World Finals Racing Champion. I need some help on my independent monster truck. Would you guys like to help? Dude, I think you could like honestly, and the big thing that like that we kind of look with or go with whenever we're kind of doing everything is like the worst someone can say is fucking no. And if you can't handle the word no, then
You're in the wrong industry.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you go up and someone's like, no, man, we can't do that. Awesome. But hey, man,
thanks for your time,
I'm so thankful I got to at least have a conversation with you. It's very nice to meet you and move on. But I honestly think I do truly believe that if you were to go to like PRI and like
actually like try,
if you were to try, or even like going back to the whole like doing a YouTube thing, and because it's you, dude, I think
get up, David.
I think if it's, you going into like, and you show like, hey, I'm doing all this myself, I'm getting the trucks to the show, I'm working on the fucking trucks, basically. I'm doing everything. People would adore the fact, and you get to show them everything. You get to show them everything that you get to do because it's different than actual Monster Jam full-time racers. Yeah.
Could carry your plaque with you and like, and
if you guys didn't already know.
this. But I just don't put myself out there like that, just, always been the quiet kid and just kind of keep that going. It just works out better.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah.
Less headaches.
Yeah, I can understand the less headaches.
It's easier.
Well, dude, it was awesome having you.
Yes,
thank you.
Guys.
Thank you for
coming.
Yeah, no, we will for sure do it again. I'm glad you got to come on and hang out.
And maybe David have some questions.
Maybe.
Just maybe. And not mess up and not make sure my mic worked.
All right.
Awesome. Well, dude, we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
we all need to do better about hanging out and getting together and doing some stuff. I think
we can go karting.
Yeah.
Good.
We could do that. We can do anything. We're down for anything at any point in time. We're literally just talking about buying 4-wheelers. So.
Buy side by side.
Well,
The bank gives out money every day.
Man.
The funny thing, we were just talking about that, and we're like, but we're both trying to buy houses right now. So it's like, if we buy a side by side, we're not gonna get a house.
If we buy a side by side, I'm buying a truck and a trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not buying a house till 2027.
I don't see a problem with that.
My dad does.
He loves you there.
Awesome. Dude, take care. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in to this awesome podcast. If you guys want to know more about Zack or see more of Zack, make sure, Monster Jam posts them all the time, but all of his socials are down below. Click these cards up here too. You got any merch? You got like a merchandise store or anything like that? People can buy t-shirts?
I'm sold out.
Oh, you're sold out?
Yeah.
Dude, why are you not doing YouTube? What the fuck? You should. Oh my gosh, dude. Maddie, get this man in front of a camera right now. Oh my God.
Get right on that.
I'm in front of two.
Yeah, and you need to be in front of one all the fucking time. Lord have mercy. Oh, I would help you too. Like, I would genuinely help you.
I just don't have time to do it.
That's why you hire somebody to do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with them. It's just, I don't know. I like my bubble I'm in. We got our crew guys now, and it just works out good.
Well, hey, are any of the crew guys like laid off because they're in the off season?
Every truck we have is tore down to bare frame.
Well, if you need some help, and putting the trucks back together or anything, just give your boys a call. We would love to come, and we would film it too. And try and get you some more exposure.
Need help.
So let us know. Let us know. I'm working night shift till Christmas, so any day I can come up during the day.
Any day's open.
No offense to you, he's offering himself up. I am quite fucking busy. So.
The way he said it was a group though. So
I know.
You are kind of SOL there, pal, and sounds like you're getting dragged along.
Well, can I bring my car over so I can work on it and your trucks?
I don't care what you bring.
We'll just go with that. Well, I'll put the link to your merchandise down below too. People can, if they want to, go get a shirt or just open it up.
Just something.
Yeah, open it up so people can at least get something, and then you can ship it out whenever you get them back in stock. So, other than that, thank you guys for tuning in to the At the Strap podcast. Zach, say bye.
Goodbye.
David, say bye. Adios, guys. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.